Good morning everyone, I am Winson Baring, Group A, Grade 12, STEM, Station 9B from St. Jacinta. In this video, I'd like to talk about some real-world examples of the three laws of motion. Sir Isaac Newton, who lived in the 60s, developed three laws to describe all states of motion. In this video, I'd like to look at some real-world examples. Let's start with the Law 1. The Law 1, or the law of inertia, states that matter wants to resist any change in motion. The speed or velocity of a motion will not change unless an outside force acts upon it. For example, a bowling ball would travel in a straight line forever, but the friction of the floor in the air plus the striking of the pins change the velocity of the bowling ball. Astronauts appear to float in space because there is very little gravity pulling down on them in space, so when they change their velocity upward, the force of gravity is not pulling them down and they can float. And finally, if you're driving a car and it hits another car, the car stops but the people inside keep moving forward because it is the outside force is acted on the car and not the person inside. And let's proceed to the Law 2. The Law 2 states that the acceleration of an object depends on the force acting on it, and there is an equation. Force is equal to mass times acceleration. Think of a shopping cart of a grocery. The mass of an empty shopping cart is much less than a full shopping cart, so it takes much less force to push an empty cart compared pushing the one that is filled with stuff. And finally, the Law 3. The Law 3 states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. For example, as a boy jumps down on the trampoline pushes back in the opposite direction and causes the boy to move in an opposite direction. Also, look carefully at this balloon. And one more example, when you drop a balloon filled with water downward and then it hits the ground is pushing in the opposite direction and causes the direction of the balloon to change and move back upward. That for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So here we go, we have already explained and give some real-life examples of the three laws of motion. Thank you for watching.